Michael Irvin is a relaxed type of guy. He doesn't have energy. He doesn't bring excitement. He's just really kind of chill and mellow, and all that. Yeah, that's all a bunch of BS because Michael Irvin is one of the most excitable guys, most energized guys. He's become literally the school mascot on the sideline. Um, as the Hurricanes are 5-0 right now this season, he is always hyped up. I mean, in all has all the energy, excitement. Everything about him is all about Miami football. One thing about Michael Irvin that you never hear though about Michael Irvin is you never hear anyone talk trash about this dude as far as a football player. You've never heard anyone ever like question this man's resume or question his ability because Michael Irvin was one of the greatest receivers of all time. His resume can stand against any resume in the history of the NFL. He's a multiple time champion, a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's done it all. His career got cut short because of injury. If people recall when he got hit against the Philadelphia Eagles on that AstroTurf, remember this is back when football was football, and when you could hit people and light people up. He was a victim of that, and but you never hear anyone really say anything negative about the guy as far as his football playing career and his ability until now, and that set Michael Irvin off. He dropped a video, a 14-minute video dropped a 14-minute video. And we're going to play the whole video for you and we're going to chime in here and there. But I'm flabbergasted. And what made this worse was this is part of a podcast. And I'm almost ashamed of it because they use their podcast name is Facts Over Feelings Podcast. Now, my podcast is not called Facts Over Feelings, but I've been using the terminology facts over feelings from probably about 3 months into my podcast when I asked all my viewers, what should the call sign be for this podcast? Because one of the things that I always pride myself is being forthright and unfiltered and just keeping it a buck, keeping it real, the whole nine. And when I put that out there, I had a bunch of the people that watch me say, "Yo, you should go facts over feelings," because that's how I pretty much roll. Give me facts and fuck your feelings. That's how it is. But the fact that this podcast is actually called Facts Over Feelings is crazy to me. I wish I had had the name already. I should have just taken that damn name. But it's kind of embarrassing because what these guys said, and one of them is former professional football player Brandon Jacobs, and a couple of other dudes who played, I guess, college ball or whatever the hell they played. Don't know who they are really. They actually said this stuff is a fact. They actually said this stuff as a fact, and that's craziness. And I'm gonna let y'all hear it, man, because this crap. I understand why Michael Irvin went fucking scorched earth here, because yo, you're talking about this man's reputation as a football player, his career, his resume. Man, he's a competitor, man. Even at close to 60 years of age, he's not taking that shit lightly. And let's play it all for you. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show. I hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know y'all thoughts, man, because this is craziness. I saw this last night, and I thought about doing a video last night, but I'm like, it's late. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and today is tomorrow now. And I've seen other people do reactions to it. I was like, damn, I thought maybe I was the one that saw this thing and planned on doing a reaction to it. But this is craziness. Take a listen. If you haven't seen this video yet, you got to see this and hear this nonsense that came out of people's mouths in this podcast. Sorry about that. Here we go.
What's up, locker room? Let me share something with you today. Because I woke up, I put toothbrush to tooth, I looked in the mirror and I talked to me today. And I do that every day. Before I pick up my phone and allow social media to invade my person and my space. So I did it, still won't get me off what I saw when I first got.
By the way, I pushed the pause button on the wrong thing. My mistake. You missed nothing. He said that he doesn't he talks to himself in the mirror before he does even looks at his phone. I'll tell you what, we should all follow that. Because for at least 10, 15 minutes of our day, we should be without this. By the way, if you haven't got a sticker yet, and I see you at the game, man, ask me for a sticker or ask me for a lanyard because I'll be there next Friday, obviously. So, or ask me for both, and I'll give you both. But yeah, I feel that. I feel that we should all be that way. Let's continue. Sorry.
On social media today. The first thing I saw that popped up on my phone was this dummy. This mother brother right here on Facts Over Feeling podcast talking about Deion Sanders couldn't play and cover the receivers today. Talked about the speed of the.
I am not a Deion Sanders fan. I'm putting it all out there. I am not a Deion Sanders fan. To sit here and say that Deion Sanders could not cover the wide receivers today, you've got to be high out of your mind. Deion Sanders ran a 4.2 in the 40, 4.25. He was blistering fast. Blistering fast. There are no 4.2 wide receivers in the NFL right now worth of salt. Child, please. That dude, first of all, that wasn't Brandon Jacobs who said it, by the way, so I'm going to put it out there. It was the other guy who probably no one gives a shit about. But Brandon Jacobs hearing that crap should have been like, yo, you crazy, bro. You are crazy. Deion Sanders could guard anybody in any generation of football.
Receivers today making a difference in this game. And then he said, you know, Deion didn't play against guys like today. I mean, the guys today can really run fast. Deion didn't have to go against really fast guys. And then this mug puts my picture and Jerry Rice's picture up.
Prime wasn't covering the people that these boys are covering either. He's in an era where he's a fucking alien or somebody from the future that was dropped off in the wrong time.
But he could come in this time and
Yeah,
still
because
ball.
he can ball in this time. That's what I'm saying. Like, the receivers from back then.
Might not be prime though.
What he gonna be?
Oh, shit.
He said, I'm just saying, he got a lot of people. He got a lot of guys. He got a lineup every week.
Every week.
Yeah,
All right, the guy that just talked before this guy here on the screen, that was Brandon Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs, now, he should be ashamed of himself. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you put up Jamar Chase. What is Jamar Chase's 40 time? Jamar Chase 40. He ran a 4.38 at his pro day. 4.38. All right. 4.38. That's a good time. That's not earth-shattering, record-breaking type of 40. That's not I mean, Willie Gault ran a 4.3, bro. If you don't know who Willie Gault is, you should look him up. And he ran a 4.27 later in his life. So you're in a 4.3 at the combine and a 4.27 later in life. He was an Olympian. I mean, come on. Come on now. Let's take a breath before we say stupidness. I mean, we could take a look at the fact that Bullet Bob Hayes, you know, ran a 10.06 in the 100. You know, if you don't know who that is, again, Google it. You know, you can Google it. Which way am I going here? You got Bo Jackson. I mean, he didn't play wide receiver, but he ran a 4.12 hand time the NFL Combine. 4.12. Darrell Green ran a 4.09 in training camp in 1986. I mean, this is just, I'm reading this off of the website. Deion ran a 4.21 in the 1989 Combine. Like, there's guys that can run. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. That these guys, they could run, bro. Willie Gault's one of the fastest players to ever play professional football. You know, there are some speed demons out there that played back in the day. I mean, I don't know why this guy took this route. It's weird. It's kind of weird to me when you look at it and you look at the guys. I mean, because right now I'm not finding a whole bunch of wide receivers right now who are speed demons. Not finding that. Not one bit. Most of them are cornerbacks, actually, if you be real about it. Let's go into this list I'm seeing here. Okay, so let's jump back in this video right here. But yeah, this is just stupidness.
That's
Get
an
it.
elite wide receiver.
I get it, but shit.
These guys
Yeah,
that he
elite
played
form.
against weren't that fast, bro. Like,
I don't know.
they were stronger, but they weren't that fast. These guys, no. They big, they fast, they can jump.
Are you shitting me? I'm like, are you shitting me? Oh, wait. Oh, let me. We are the two most accomplished receivers in the history of this game. When you're talking about the most important things, championships, and your stupid ass talking about running fast, like people weren't running fast back then. Are you shitting me? Why do you talk on a microphone? Why do you have a microphone? What the hell are you talking about? I don't even know your name. And I certainly don't know your game because you don't. I don't see you every year with a gold jacket in that Hall of Fame room. I don't see you anywhere great players are. So who the fuck are you to talk about what? Deion Sanders couldn't cover these guys today. First of all, I'm going to do just like the airlines tell you. What does the airlines tell you when you're on the airline? If we have a problem, put the mask on yourself, then put it on your kids or any loved ones who are with you. So I'm going to save me in this dumb shit, and then I'm going to talk about time in it and save him from this dumb shit. Let me tell you something, Holmes. Let me tell you something. And the Bible says it. He that argues with a fool may be considered a fool. But I'm ready to be a fool today. Like, dude, do you
Be a fool, man. I feel you. Be a fool. Apparently, this podcast I just read came out in August, and it just made its way. Because I mean, I looked at the podcast page; they get no views. They got no viewership. However, this got to Michael Irvin's feed and in front of him might be the greatest thing that ever happened to this podcast because no one watches it. Nobody watches. You think of a podcast with a former professional football player, Brandon Jacobs would have more than like 4,000 subscribers. You know, you're supposed to be known, but clearly he has a couple of buffoons up there with him, and he might be a buffoon himself. But Michael Irvin, my God, go do it, man. I want to hear the rest of this because I stopped it about halfway through before I was like, I gotta listen to some of this stuff raw.
really know what you're talking about? Do you really have any clue at what you're talking about? You think there were not fast guys in the league when I played? You think Tyreek Hill can outrun an Olympian like Bullet Bob Hayes, who played before me? You think he can outrun the Ronaldo Nehemiahs who tried to play in this game? You know why he tried? Because they wanted speed in the game, but other things were required when we played. You must get to run around and play fucking 7-on-7 touch football. We had pain in our game, and y'all don't even know shit about pain. Every route you got hit, even running around in the middle of, you could get tapped by those linebackers. They took all of that out the game because y'all asses were soft.
There it is, man. Remember how football used to look like. What football used to look like. It is not what you're watching right now. The game today is soft. Anytime you speak about this game and you say a negative word about a guy who played 15, 10, 15, 20, not 10, but 15, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and you want to make a comparison, remember to make the comparison to the fact that these dudes got hit all the time. It wasn't some type of patty cake type of league where you got now where, as he said, this is nothing more than a bunch of 7-on-7 football. You're basically playing shells. These guys don't get hit. Receivers don't get their heads taken off. You can't even hit the motherfucker. It's ridiculous. You can't crack back on people. You can't blindside people. You can't do anything. So when you do, and you sure as shit can't hit a quarterback. So remember that stuff when guys like Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Steve Young, John Elway, etc., Warren Moon, and so forth played football, they could have their heads taken off playing quarterback. Wide receivers got their heads taken off. Running backs would get crushed. These dudes today, it's softer than butter. It's soft as butter, man. And it's hard to watch when you hear stuff like targeting. It's the softest penalty in football. You're wearing a fucking helmet.
You couldn't take it. You come from a damn era of everybody gets a trophy in NIL where nobody fights for a starting job.
They're all soft.
I'm going to go leave and start somewhere else. Get the fuck out of my face talking noise until you know what you're talking about. I will dominate this era of football. Dominate. Football's not about running fast. It's not about speed. It's about getting the job done. It's about getting the job done. And you won't tell me you know somebody that got the job done better than me, better than Jerry Rice, that you're going to use our picture and trying to make your point? Are you stupid or are you stupid? That's why I hate everybody got a podcast, everybody got a voice, and everybody don't know what the hell they're talking about. There was separate.
Michael, I hope you don't hate my podcast. In fact, I would love to have you as a guest on my podcast, Hurricanes Unfiltered. I absolutely want you on my podcast. If you get this message somehow, yo, hit me up on the email, the DM, whatever. I'd love to have you on. I love to chop it up with you, bro. I grew up watching you play football at University of Miami. You played when I was a kid. 1987, I was 10 years old. I remember when you were running down that damn sideline against Florida State. I remember all of it. I remember what football used to look like. That's the football I grew up to. It's soft, and he would destroy these dudes today. If you couldn't touch Michael Irvin playing football, good night, motherfucker. You would not have a shot. Like, think about how good these guys were, that you could hit them constantly, and they still, like, you don't understand. These guys, they don't understand. They don't understand. And I only played high school football. But the shit we could do in high school football, you can't do in the NFL right now. Like, seriously, you can't do it in the NFL right now. I don't blame this man for being mad offended, because that's some bullshit, seriously.
Separate from ball, separation from the football. And it was allowed. It was encouraged. It was actually praised when you knocked somebody out. If anybody hit your asses, they'll suspend them for 3 weeks.
Shit, 3 weeks? Ray Lewis would be kicked out of the league for how he hit people. Ronnie Lott would be kicked out of the league for how he hit people. Like, those types of Lewis Oliver, Steve Atwater. If those dudes hit people today, they'd be thrown out of the fucking league. They'd be suspended forever. 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 Yes, forever. 3 weeks is saying it nicely. These guys today get hit, and it's a penalty all the damn time. It's soft as hell. And you just sit here and talk about a receiver who went through hell to play football. Man, yeah, that dude's out of pocket, has no idea what the hell he's talking about.
You couldn't even play when I played the game. And some of these fucks you're talking about, they couldn't even play when we played the game. And even to tap on to how dumb you are and how stupid y'all asses are with oh my God, when you started talking about, well, Deion couldn't play with these guys. I want to see him play with some real fast guys. See if he can play with all these speed guys. And then the first two examples you bring up was Chad Johnson and Justin Jefferson, who are not fast guys.
Justin Jefferson timed at 4.43 in the 40. That's a fast but not blazing fast guy. Chad Johnson timed 4.57 in the 40. That's definitely not a fast guy. Not for the NFL. But what could Chad Johnson do? He could get open. Michael Irvin could get open. Jerry Rice could get open. It wasn't about how fast you ran. It's can you get open? It's route running. A lot of guys say they can't run routes properly. It's a big difference. He's right.
So I'm sitting here saying, what the hell is he talking about? I don't mind you being stupid. I don't mind you being dumb. I don't mind you not knowing what the fuck you talking about, but keep my name out your mouth when you don't know what you're talking about.
I can only imagine if this guy was in front of Michael Irvin, you might have a Will Smith, Chris Rock deal. Keep my wife's name. Keep my name out your fucking mouth. Wakata.
Keep my name and my image. Don't try to shit on my work when I won championships on every level. On every level. When they can knock niggas out.
Whoa. There you go.
I call passes in the midst of pain. Y'all don't do that. Y'all ain't never had to do that. So shut the hell up. Motherfuckers.
He's pissed.
Trying to shit on my career, on what I have done. You or none of these fucks could play and do the things I did. So shut the hell up. Sick of this shit. I take it. I listen. What about talking about where you caught more pass? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about none of that. I won championships. That means I went in and made plays where pain lived. Y'all can't do that. Y'all ain't never did that. Y'all don't have to do that. You don't practice worth of shit. You don't take no hits. Everybody touch you, you throw a flag. You understand what I'm saying? Stop, man. Stop.
You know, one thing I will say to this is I wish more guys who played in Michael Irvin's era would speak up like this, just in general, not just when their name is called out by some of these idiots, but in general. Because I hear so often all these guys, today's athlete is so much better, blase, blah. Man, I don't want to hear it. The best athletes in the world are the best athletes in the world. Whether the best athletes in the world in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s, I can pretty much assure you, Deion Sanders is one of the greatest athletes to ever live. It's like the comparisons of Michael Jordan in the NBA. Michael Jordan would dominate the NBA today. He's one of the greatest athletes to ever live. It didn't matter what generation he played in. It doesn't matter. You could put guys like that at that level in any generation. And I'm not saying that you can't put guys who play right now in the generation that Irvin played, albeit they would have to figure out how to deal with the physicality of the NFL because the rules are so different. The rules are so different, especially for offensive players. Defensive players are at a mad disadvantage today because of the rules that give because of the rules that give the offense a massive advantage. So yeah, I wish more guys would speak up about it because I think this generation is crazy disrespectful. Now this guy isn't even that old. He just looks like he's probably in his late 30s. But it's just disrespectful. Because if you didn't play in the 80s and 90s, you have no idea what you're talking about. It was a different brand of football. It's a different brand of football, period. This shit we watch today is fucking terrible. I largely don't like football. And believe it or not, I don't like football much anymore. I'm a Hurricanes fan. I am unfortunately a Dolphins fan. But I do not watch the NFL very much. It's not fun to watch. It's not the same football I grew up to. Even in college, when I watch a kid go down the field on Saturday and knock the fuck out of the FSU kick returner, and he gets ejected for it because his helmet hit the kick returner's helmet. Like, this is football. That's what I grew up to. That was a great hit when I was a kid. Now it's penalized and it gets you ejected. Maybe the guy should have fair caught the ball. It's like you ask guys to avoid hitting somebody, but you want them to hit somebody. Well, it's a little bit hard to do. The hits that blew people up largely came from the helmet. It didn't come from the shoulder pad. It came from the helmet. And if you're so worried about concussions and CTE and all that other shit, you know what? You shouldn't play football. You should not play football. Because football is a dangerous fucking sport. It's always been a dangerous sport. And if you can't deal with the danger that's associated with playing football, you shouldn't play. And anyone that cries about concussions and CTE and all that crap, well, guess what? There's other sports that don't have that. Tennis, golf, baseball, basketball. You don't typically got to worry about concussions and CTE in those sports. If you choose to play football, you choose what comes with it. You're choosing that. And anyone that says, well, they didn't tell us, well, who should have to tell you about the dangers of playing football? If you hit your head against the wall 100 times a day, does it hurt? Absolutely. You might knock yourself out. You definitely could cut your head open. So imagine having a helmet hit another helmet at speed. Of course, it's going to cause problems at some point in your life. You chose that. You got paid for it. No one forced you to do it. I'm sorry. I'm going a little bit of a tangent.
I ain't trying to put nobody down, but I ain't going to stay down and let you put me down. Are you joking? Are you joking? Dude, I'll catch 200 passes in today's game. Literally 200 passes a year. A year. I ain't never catch a pass behind the line of scrimmage in my whole career. All my passes were up the field in the midst of pain. And I caught him anyway.
I like the fact he mentioned that. I never caught a pass behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, because these types of pussy fucking screens that are thrown to wide receivers, they didn't run that shit back then. Like no one ran these wide receiver screens, these little swing passes. A quarterback's job was to throw the fucking football. And I get it. Maybe there's the evolution of football, but I hate those plays mostly. I don't like screens to wide receivers behind the line of scrimmage. I think it's terrible. Your job is to catch balls down the field, not catch balls 2 yards to the side of you. Like me throwing the ball sideways. That's not a completion. That's nothing to me. That's a running play. So I'm glad he mentioned that because that's another part of the league, the game today that most people don't like very much.
And I caught him every day, and I caught him every kind of way. And the bigger the game, the bigger I played. So I don't care that you stupid. I don't care that your ass is ignorant. And I don't care that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But don't use my fucking image. Don't use my image. Don't use my image. And don't use Jerry Rice's image. Use somebody else. I don't know if you did it or your producers, but whoever did it, shit on y'all. I lost the whole idea of what it takes and what it is. That's what's wrong with what's going on right now. That's what's wrong. Everybody pulled one element out of the game. Oh, he can run, and you think he can play. Ronaldo Nehemiah. These are Olympic athletes. Ronaldo Nehemiah tried to run through that zone in the NFL, and he met God that day. He met God that day. These jokers you talking about nowadays, they don't have to see God. I had to go see God to make plays. That's right. I had to go. That means you got to go look death right in the face and say, I'm going to make this play anyway. Y'all don't have to do that. They can't touch you until after you catch the pass. Well, they separated us from pass, and I still caught it.
He hit that as well. Back in the day, they separated you from the ball with their helmets. Today, they got to wait for you to catch the pass before they can hit you. That's not football. That's two-hand touch. That's flag. That's not tackle football. High school football was tougher. I'm telling you right now, high school football in the 90s was more physical and tougher than NFL today. Obviously, the guys are bigger, stronger, faster, all that shit, so they probably still hit harder. But the actual toughness of the game, it was tougher back then in high school than it is today. It's the truth. People don't like truth, but it's the truth. So you want facts over feelings? There's a fact. Fuck your feelings. Fuck your feelings, because you're not going to sit here and disparage guys that played in the 80s and 90s and say some bullshit and ignore the fact that, yo, back then, dudes got hit. These guys today don't get hit. Can you imagine if these dudes got hit today, the way guys back then got hit? How do you think the game would look? Like, come on, dude. That guy should be ashamed of himself.
Damn. I calm myself every morning when I wake up and look in the mirror when I put toothbrush to tooth and say, you are the man. Go have a plan and win the day. And you disturb all of my peace with the first thing I pick up is this mess. This mess. And this is why I don't even go on social media when I first wake up. I have to go calm myself, but I would not have you shitting on my accomplishments. And you're going to put me and Jerry Rice up. We are the two most accomplished receivers ever in the National Football League. That part you do have right. But the rest, you know not what you're talking about. And shit like you and people like you should not be able to talk to anybody. How can you take them where you did not go? A championship. How can you tell them what you do not know? Courage. Nigga going to catch a slant with running lock trying to take your head off. You don't know it. And all the dudes you talking about, they can run off fast. They don't know it. Oh my God, man. Look at, man. Oh, man. Dude.
He's sweating probably right now, man. He is so pissed. He is pissed, bro. This man is sweating. He's like, yo, he's mad. He's mad. Yo, shit. I agree with him.
If my phone ever send me anything else from your dumb ass, I'm going to break my phone. If the algorithm, whoever sends it, I don't want to hear it. Let me put the mask on my boy Deion Sanders. Deion could play in this era and in any era. And all these jokers you call top corners today ain't Deion Sanders. If they're playing today, they are not Deion Sanders. I would love to see your top corner right now and the things I would do to your top corners in this league right now. They think they are physical. They know not about being physical. I would be way more physical than them. I ain't gotta outrun them. This is not a fucking track meet. This is a football game. You play corner, your job is to cover me, and it will not be possible. There's more to the game than lining up, pew, and running. I can't believe I'm even giving you this much time. Do you know the kind of athlete Deion Sanders were? Do you know what he was? Do you know what he was? Do you have any idea what he was? They say he won't be able to do what he did then. Now it's asinine in all its ways. In all its ways. This game is easier now than it was then. They praise you get knocked out. They highlight it. I was on the set with ESPN. We used to have a segment called Jacked Up. He got jacked up. Everybody got knocked out. We put it on a highlight reel the next week. If you do that now, they'll remove, if your network did it, the NFL will remove you from doing any games because y'all asses are soft ass pillows. So please, man, please, I don't mind you being stupid. I don't mind you being dumb, but you will not put my name in it. You will not put my game in it. You will not put my legacy in it, and you will not put Deion in that shit. Talk what you know or shut the fuck up. We put BTA all day, belt to ass all day. And something like, let me stop wasting my time and get to my day. You know what? Please.
Oh my goodness. God damn, I love it. God dang, I love it. Oh my word. Michael Irvin in his truest form, bro. Love every second of that. Agree with everything he said. I hope other guys from that generation take that same stance. You're not gonna hear Dion say anything because Dion's become kind of like church guy and stuff like that, and he doesn't curse, and it wouldn't have the same impact. But maybe this would make Dion curse. I don't know. Maybe this would make him say, man, fuck y'all motherfuckers. But yeah, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments, man. This one went pretty long, but I had to play the whole thing because I grew up to that man. That man was a beast. And when these younger people say stupid crap about players back then, it drives me crazy. I got a friend who does this shit to me with the NBA, and it drives me crazy. You all know who he is. He's on the podcast. It drives me crazy. Just because you can run faster, just because you can jump a little higher, doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you better. So, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. What do you think of that video, man? Leave a comment. Of course, follow Michael Irvin's YouTube channel. And that's all I got, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. This is Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.